Woi, 2 months already, hopefully many more to come. Many doors to open. Gentle ambient tune. I curse you with form of Holly. Anyway, hello Miss Holly, I hope you had fun on your birthday stream. Were the CRTs easy to clean up?
Fuck no, it was awful. It was the worst. Why did I do that to myself?
Water.
I was used to my safety and peace. I missed being at ease.
My sister's cat Poyo wasn't leaving his twin alone when she started to growl at him, so now he's in baby jail and his twin sister is doing an angry sit.
Took me to a place I don't know. Como
Hope you're having a good day and you continue to enjoy Funny Book Reaper.
doing today? Hope you're having a good day so far. Hope nothing bad has happened. I was sorely tempted for a second to pretend to be evil and to be like, I hope many bad things happen to you. I hope you had an awful day. Just dog shit. Suffer. But that wouldn't be nice.
Have a rotten day.
Seriously, though, I hope the day's been good to you. It is Monday, September 27th, 2021. It is a very cool day here today. It has been, like, a maximum of 15 degrees Celsius here. I've had the window open, except for when it's been raining, because it has been a little rainy here today. And so it's been nice and cool in here. I've had like a blanket wrapped up around me. I woke up this morning and I needed to put like a bigger, warmer blanket on my bed so that I wouldn't get too much of a chill. It's been good. And then I did a big leg workout, and I feel good about it. I had a good exercise. I feel, like energized and good about my body and myself. I never want to walk again. Forever. You know how it is. But yeah, today's been good, and I'm excited to play a little more Death's Door. I have some fun stuff to talk about when we start that. I'll get to that in a little bit. We're gonna allegedly finish the game. We're gonna see what's behind the titular Death's Door. And then we're gonna check out whatever post-game stuff there is, because I know there's some. I don't know to what extent it is, or like what you have to do for any of it. We'll see though. So that's exciting. Was there anything in particular I wanted to say before we start, aside from the normal stuff what I cover? I don't think so. Why are people saying titty and oh, because I said titular. It
I get it. It's like booby. It's like titty boob.
It's breast.
Like bosom.
Hey, if you like what we do here, like jokes about tit, and want to support the stream, because that's a great segue. We got options for you. You can, if you want to go the financial route, you can subscribe to the channel. It's a reoccurring monthly fee, gets you some little emotes to use. You can give subs to other members of the community. You can give bits. That's just some extra money that gets added to my Twitch payout. You can tip directly through Streamlabs and PayPal. That's money that goes to my wallet, right away, and generally, I tend to get a better cut of the money that way. Thank you, Gibson, for that gift sub. That goes out to Josh of the Zombies. That's very generous of you. I really appreciate that. And thank you, Mechatrono, for that 3-month resub.
80,082.
That's, that sure is a number you just said. I don't get why...
Oh, it's also like titty boob, huh?
Boopy McScoopy.
Thank you. Miles Lamborghini for the tip. And thank you, Spobhouse.
That was so funny, Holly Omg.
I don't know what that's in reference to, but I appreciate the vote of confidence in the tip. I appreciate it. Thank you. We have a tip from Rebel Yell.
Tits, boobs, knockers, cans, honkers, if you will.
I mean, I guess I will. I'm trying to say a little more, but I keep seeing the notifications pop up in my feed.
Yo, is this the booba stream?
No.
That's way cool.
No, we're playing Death's Door. But thank you, Slimperton, for the tip. I appreciate it. Thank you, Josh of the Zombies, for the $3 tip.
I can't think of a funny joke, but dollars for you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And there we go. Frums.xyz giving a gift sub out to Death. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. No, this isn't a tit stream or a boob stream. This is a crow stream. It's a different type of bird. This is a different type of bird stream today. You know, all that said, any and all financial support, very greatly appreciated. Never mandatory. I don't feel obligated to. You don't gotta pay me to be a part of the community or to watch the streams or anything like that. But, you know, this is my main source of income right now. And the very generous support of viewers like you is why I'm able to do this as often as I do, while also being able to, like, you know, pay off bills and eat food and save up to move and all of that stuff. So, thank you all very much for your very generous support. I do very much appreciate it. Other ways to support the stream that don't involve your money, you know, you can always share posts on Twitter, what I make about the streams. You can tell a friend if you think they'd like what we do here. You can always take a funny clip that you enjoy and share that around, stuff like that. And you know, thank you Lucas the Dragon for the 250.
Different pun, titular.
Thank you very much, I appreciate it. Y'all are really hung up on titular today, aren't you? I guess that's the arc word of the stream for some reason. And you know, if you like what we're doing here and you've got the time, I reckon tuning in, having a good time, that counts as support in and of itself, so thank y'all for taking time out of your busy day to spend it here with us. If you want to join the Discord, !Discord, for more info about where you can go for that. Nice place, nice people, nice conversations. And I have a channel where sometimes I post pictures of Obi-Wan Kenobi. If you want to post fan art for the streams, you can post that in the fan art channel of the Discord, or you can post that on Twitter, and I'll give that a look at the end of stream. What else? This week, I'm angling to, like, finish up a couple of playthroughs that I've got going on right now. I'm gonna probably finish Death's Door tonight. I'm gonna try and finish Dicey Dungeons tomorrow, and if I don't, it'll probably be next week I finish it. What else am I streaming? Skatebird this weekend. I don't think I'll be finishing that, but, you know, I'm probably going to play that for a while, so we might get close. And so, next week and the week after, we're probably going to be starting some new games. Keep an eye out for that, but so far, the big ones in my mind are, I want to play Sable, which came out very recently, and I also want to play Hypnospace Outlaw, which I've never played before. That's what I'm thinking right now. So, you know, if any of those interest you, keep an eye out, I suppose. I think that's everything I wanted to say before we get started. I suppose if anything else comes to mind, I can... Excuse me. I had a little hiccup. I suppose if anything else comes to mind, I can just say it as I think of it, but, you know, I reckon it's about time we get started. Play some Death's Door. Let me just grab my controller here. Turn on the video game. I've heard a ton of good things about Hypnospace over the years, which is why I've been interested in playing it for years, but never got around to it. Let's get that game open. So, this is Death's Door. A couple of things before we start. Number one, because I'm a fiend and I wanted to play a ton of this game, even like when I wasn't streaming, I played a little bit of it off stream and got, as far as I can tell, every collectible in the game that I can get up to this point. So, it's gonna be a straight shot to the door, and then we're gonna check out the post-game stuff. Hey, did you know there's upgrades for all of the spells? Because I got them. I also figured out what the circles are because I was talking to Fish Soup Guy, who was like, "Oh, you know, there's a secret that's hidden like behind this sewer," and I was like, "Sewer? What sewer? What fucking sewer?" And then I had a brain moment and realized that it's the Super Mario Sunshine sewer ground pound mechanic, and tracked down every fucking one of those and got all the goods out of them. 2. I was looking through the achievements to see, you know, what stuff you can do in the game. Realized there's an achievement for doing an entire run of the game where you only use the umbrella. And I also got that save file up to the exact same point in terms of getting every single collectible I could have gotten. We're going to be using the umbrella save file. Because, you know, if you're just using the normal weapons, it's like a fun little hack and slash. By the way, the other weapon I was missing was a giant greatsword. It's very cool. I used it a bit on the other save file. It's fun. You know, the umbrella is like, it's the exact same stats as the Reaper sword, but it does like half the damage. So, you know, it's a little bit piddly when you try and go in for swipes. But the thing is, you know, it affects the damage of your melee, but it has no bearing on, like, your spell damage. So, it turns the game from, you know, being a fun little chunky hack and slash where you go in, you know, get hits, back away, use your spells, that sort of thing, into a super fast-paced, high-octane, almost like character action level of game where you have to, like, you know, dash in as quick as possible, get a couple swings, dash away, quickly get off spells, ad nausea, repeat, ad infinite, and it fucking rules. Between, like, let me show my stats. This is my stats. I maxed out magic, almost maxed out haste and dexterity, and I've put no points in strength. And I'm very close to getting another upgrade for one of these. You know how, when I played the mountain level, and I struggled and did like maybe 20 or something attempts against the Yeti boss, and how like I struggled with that. So I beat the Yeti on my first attempt with this build in like under a minute because the upgrade to the fireball spell adds damage over time, and the upgrade to the bow gives it a charge shot, which does a ridiculous amount of damage, and I think is maybe one of the strongest attacks in the whole game. So, I just kind of shredded her. I just kind of tore her the fuck up. And, it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. And I was gonna say, you know, I guess having the extra health also helped, but, like, I think I only got hit twice in that fight, so... The placebo effect helped, I'm sure. I gotta remember how to get over to the door. But yeah, game is good, as evidenced by the fact that I, like, started up an entire extra playthrough over the weekend, just so that I could play more of it. Oh yeah, by the way, this is how the sewer works. You go above it, and then you do a plunge attack, and you go in. And now you're in the sewers. I mean, I already got what was here, so, you know, not super pointful this time, but... You know, for anyone who's playing this game and wondering, ah, man, what the fuck? How do you deal with these circles? That's how you do it. As soon as you realize that it's a sewer grate and not just like a magic circle, it's kind of like,
Oh, okay, I understand what I have to do here.
that was the thing I was missing. No, it literally is just the Mario Sunshine sewers. It rules.
You did it. You're a much stronger Reaper than I. I could have never taken down those giant souls alone. It is time, at long last. Let us force this door open, fledgling, and finish our assignments.
Here we go.
And now, to the other side. This is it. This is the place beyond, where no life is to be seen.
Hello? It even plays the music!
Are you... Death? I thought the tales of the original Reaper were just the mad ramblings of the Free Crows.
Yeah, well, I guess that's me. So, if you didn't know I was real, then that means you're not here to rescue me, huh?
No, I'm sorry. We're here for another purpose. In fact, you might be able to help us.
Wow, rude. But, alright, I mean, what's a few more minutes after several centuries? So, why are you here? Actually, how'd you even get here?
We seek souls that have passed through death's... your door. We are service-bound Reapers. We require those souls to finish our tasks and restore our stature with the Commission. Otherwise, we will die.
Oh. Awkward. If you're looking for a soul here, then you're out of luck. Any non-corporeal souls that pass through the door are absorbed into the aether. Soul energy has to be recycled to create new life. That's why my job was so important. Not that the living didn't hate me for it. I used to go around reaping souls myself, then pick them up and take them beyond the veil. But it was so depressing. Not for the souls, they don't care, but for the living ones they left behind. I wish I could let them know dying isn't scary. It's just the cycle of life. Thing is, over the vastness of time, I got very tired of that cycle. Then one day, a strange being came to me with a proposition. This being could create portals, doors, to any place or world. They offered to outsource the collection of souls to an automated system using one of their doors. While it was open, it would draw in the souls of the dead. A lighthouse on the shores of the Aether, if you will. In return for this, they asked for their lives to be extended. Well, actually, they asked for immortality, but well, that's impossible. If souls stick around too long past their expiry date, then with nothing left to tie them to mortality, they decay into demonic forms. All life must end. Well, eventually. So while I kicked back, several generations of these self-proclaimed Lords of Doors came and went, enjoying their unnaturally long lives. Each one agreeing, in the end, to submit to the limitations of life and go willingly into the ether. Until one didn't. Which brings us to your current Lord of Doors. Towards the ends of what should have been their lifespan, your lord betrayed our long-standing agreement. Well, they said there'd been some kind of incident, that the door had malfunctioned and needed to be remade anew. For the door to be reconstructed, it would require the touch of death to link the door to the ether. But after this new door was created and opened, the Lord kicked me inside and sealed it shut. No way for me to escape. No way for stray souls to pass on to the ether. No death among the living. I've been here alone ever since.
But my assigned soul, it must be here. It has to be. I tracked it to this door. It must have entered here somehow. Are you sure you haven't seen it?
Sorry, guy. If a soul comes in here without a body, it disappears into the ether. Sooner or later, everything that begins has to end.
So, there's no hope. It must still be here somewhere. No, 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 no! I wasted so many years searching for that soul. Decades, centuries! I refuse to die!
Uh-oh. I sense you're a little bit past your best before date. Alright, here we go! Thanks, bud! I can reflect these. Okay, cool. Haha! Whoop, chain. There we go. Finally landed that fire on him. Whoop, okay. This might take us a couple attempts. Nope, none of that. Ow, I thought I could be just out of range of that. Not a bad first attempt. I like how this guy's got, like, mechanics sort of like you, like the little range projectiles that drift around, the chain grapple sort of thing. This is cool. Get some fire on you. Ah. Ooh. Those little birds are nasty if you don't get them right away. Oop. Oh, you can trap with me. Okay, noted. At least when you do a reflect, it gives you a projectile back. Approaching this guy to try and get swings in is hard, it turns out. Nope, no, none of that. Oh, black hole, okay. Neat. Let's get the fireball ready. Come on. Quick slap in. How did I get out of range of that? I don't understand. Oh, right, you like move a little bit after that. Oh man, I landed a reflected with that. There we go. Couple. Whoop. Thank you, Gross Streams, for the raid. Hope you had yourself a good stream today. You're here just in time for what I'm assuming is the final boss of this game, or close to it. I'm assuming if this flock of birds hits us, we're in trouble. Fire out. Hey, we did it! I can't tell you how long it's been since I felt a fresh breeze on my face or saw, well, anything. You never appreciate something till it's gone, do you? I saw a lot of that in my job, but until your Lord of Doors locked me up, I never thought it'd apply to me. I'm sorry about your big feathered friend back there. It's always hard for the living to let go of the dead. Even more of a rough one, having to reap him yourself. I can sort of understand that feeling. Even if it wasn't your intention, you've done me a huge favor here, Crow. But this isn't over quite yet. Because while the door's been destroyed, my power's unfortunately still trapped in its remains. Forging the door required a piece of my own soul, and I need it back before I can do my job again. Well, that means, if we want to end this cycle, someone else has to take down the Lord of Doors. Have you guessed who yet? I won't be making any more deals again, that's for sure. Head back to your office and reap your boss's soul, Crow. And remember, death is on your side. I'll be lurking here until the job's done. Alright! Oh, right, not this way. It's time for a strongly worded letter about workplace concerns. The first letter is D and the last letter is E. We should really contact HR? I don't think we really do have much of an HR department. Well, yeah, the middle letter is I because I'm gonna do it to him. My fellow crows! We have arrived at a moment foretold long ago! Today, Death's door has been opened and Death themselves has been freed once more into the world! Fear not, for this is not the end of days, but the beginning of a bright new future! The forces of life and death have been unnaturally thrown into chaos for 1,000 years, and we crows played a hand in that! We must right our wrongs. We must accept our fates. We must reject those who led us into a future with no hope. It is time for the Lord of Doors' reign to end, and for us to return to a natural life cycle. Even as our world teeters on the edge of oblivion, souls like these forest spirits still manage to emerge through the cracks. Thank you, Nightmare Judge, for that 10-month resub. I appreciate it.
Boss makes $1, I make a dime. That's why I kill them on company.
I feel like that's how a lot of the crows is feeling about now, aren't they? Thank you for that tip. I appreciate that resub. I appreciate it.
Soon a new age will begin and the world will teem with new life. For that to happen, the final hours of this foretold day must play out as ordained. The crow that freed death will have to end the Lord of Door's reign.
One more door. Yeah, I do like the implication here that the little forest spirits we've been seeing aren't just like, you know, something that happens to happen. This is new life. This is one of the first instances of like new life coming to be in this universe in like years. These little guys are awesome, and we have to make way for them. I feel like my whole world is crumbling beneath my feet. But somehow I also feel hopeful for the first time, and well, actually, I think this is the first time I've ever felt hope. Maybe I won't have to work so hard anymore? Alright, you just had that one bit of dialogue. Okay.
All this death and rebirth is a daunting prospect, but I think everyone here is sick of what the world's become. A whole new world. A new start. I wonder if there'll be new TV shows, too.
Thanks, Ballplart. There's a bit of dialogue that I missed on stream that I saw on my replay, where if you go to talk to Ballplart when, like, the forest spirits start appearing in here, he says something along the lines of, like,
yeah, I had a couple of reports about these weird creatures that keep showing up in the offices. You don't know anything about that, do you? Don't worry, I'll investigate it myself. As soon as I finish this episode of my TV shows.
He likes watching cartoons on the job, and the little spirits like watching it with him too, which is really cute. Alright, looks like everyone only has one bit of dialogue here.
So I guess we're all gonna be out of our jobs soon. Finally, I can be free of the rat race. I never wanted to be a Reaper, you know. Just a matter of necessity. Wonder what I could do next. Well, I guess endless possibilities lie ahead. Of course, it all depends on you finishing your job without getting killed in the process. But I reckon you'll get it done, kid.
We gotta say hi to Agatha. I know it seems the world is ending, but I really hope I can find a new job after all this. I honestly just love typing. The feel of the keys on my feathers, the clicking and the clacking as I push them down. Oh, look at me getting carried away. Go on. You'd best finish clearing this mess up. I have a resume to write. Oh, even Agatha's hopeful. Good for her.
Welcome to the Soul Vault. Would you like to increase your combat abilities?
Darwin's not got anything new to say. That's fair. All business. I can respect that. Let's go for even faster charging. Great.
I have no doubt that you will complete your task, old friend. Have faith in yourself.
Why are we going to be out of jobs? Because this entire system was a sham by our current boss, and we need to kill them to literally restore the natural order of life and death. You know how it is with jobs. Thank you, Simpleton, for the 15-month resub.
Memento Mori. What does that mean again? I don't know Proto-Italian.
Something about, don't forget about Maury. I've never really watched much of that show. I'm not big on, like, daytime TV very much. Usually busy during that time of day. Thank you for the resub, though. I appreciate that. Alright, little guys. You can't come with me. It's too dangerous in there, okay? I need you to stay here. And I need you to make sure everyone else is doing okay, alright? I love you. So these guys here that are standing guard, these are the optional bosses that you fight to get your spell upgrades, and they're pretty tough. I had to do a couple attempts to get my different spell power upgrades, especially the fire one is the hardest because its special move is that it makes like an orbital fireball start spinning around itself, and whenever it jumps around, it slides the fireball on the ground, and so it's really tricky to avoid, I find. But I don't think we're here to fight these guys today. We got more important business to get up to.
Memento Mori means remember to complain about Morris in Dead by Daylight, I think.
I don't know who Morris is, but I think it's fucked that he's in Dead by Daylight. Or Awesome, maybe. I haven't decided. Thank you for the tip, I appreciate it. I've been watching you, young crow. I never really thought it would come to this. Yet here we are. Each of my kind are created by the Lord preceding them, and trained to take over their duties before they pass on. On the day we are created, we are told the day on which we will die. My predecessor, my creator, was a cold-hearted tyrant, obsessed with rules and order, how things had to be. Thank you, Birdlines, for the 12-month resub.
Well, a year? BB time?
Thank you very much for sticking around for a year. I appreciate it. The old fool never even gave me a name. Can you believe that? How would your life play out if you knew the exact day you were going to die? If every moment of your existence revolved around its ending? I had to do everything in my power to save myself. I know my actions are not entirely moral, perhaps not even justifiable, but I cannot just let myself die. I refuse to go without a fight. So, young crow, are you ready to fight for your life, as I am for mine? Oof! Right out the gate then, no title card or anything. Whoop, okay. Charging bulls. I cannot hit you when you're there. Okay. Get back here! Okay, this is cool. Oh, this is fucking awesome, actually. Whoop! I made a mistake. Oh god, the crumble blocks. Oh god. Okay. Oh, oh, this is such a fun way to, like, make you use all your powers. Get back here! Oh man, we're gonna revisit all the areas, aren't we? Oh, I'm so into that. I love when games do that. Ah, shit. I didn't realize there was another grapple point there. The buses! The buses from the start of the game! That's a cute little callback. Little low on health here, little dicey. The doors ask you.
Try again.
Death is on our side. We got this. Okay, I just noticed the finger guns that they do here. That's really good. I wonder what a speedrun of this section looks like. Alright, fireball ready. Ah, come on. Doing good? Doing pretty good? Whew. Man. The windows for being able to land your arrow charge shots are very tight in this fight, and that's, that gets the blood pumping, that does. Oh, in we go. Fireball ready. Oof! Get some ammo back. Alright, in we go! Why am I using an umbrella? Because there's an achievement for going through the entire game using nothing but the umbrella, and I made a second save file using that so that I can get the challenge run achievement done. I had made an entire spiel at the start of stream about how I did a whole second playthrough and got every collectible in it. Oh, I can't grab onto that. Oh, I thought I could. What about that one? Looks like no. Oh well, we got these ones. Let's stick inside here, middle, here. Ooh. Oh god, you do the wheel! You brought back my most hated attack! You monster! Whew. Okay, full up on ammo. Very good, very good. Whoop, 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 whoop. Okay, they're making me sweat for it. I can appreciate that. I'm into it. Oh, we're so close, we're so close! Oh man, right at the start of the game too! That rules! That's so good! All of the posters are ripped up! Oh man. Oh man. All of the other offices are blocked off. One way to go! Why are we here, Crow? Why do I exist? To follow in the footsteps of the lords before me? To repeat the same things over and over? To what end? What is the point? If we all have to die eventually? I suppose I will never know. Because I will never die! The Last Lord. Whoop! Almost got out of that one. Nope, none of that. I know how to deal with those now. That's a mechanic you see in the optional boss fights. Oh, I can't even go up there. Oh man, bring back the laser from like one of the earliest fights in the game. That's cool. Whoops. Whoop. I can't see where I am. That's bad. I shouldn't have walked into that. Let's try that again. Oh, it just plops us right down here, huh? Ready for round 2, you son of a bitch? I should just be dodging in this phase. Don't bother trying to sneak hits in. Watch out for the Alex laser. Avoid the doors. There we go, clean! Ow! Jin. Little risky there. Oh, okay, that's a big AoE around you. Stay away from that one. Umbrella mode makes this game feel like super fast and frantic, and I'm really into it. It is a very fun way to play this game. Come on. Jump. 1, 2, 3. Ow! Watch out for the explosions. Goo, get out of there! Shit. I thought I was out of range of that. But we're close, it looks like. Oh! I definitely got a little too close to that for no reason. We try again. We try again. Okay, you can roll through those as long as you don't, like, end on them. That's good to know. Let's... What? You ended that fast! Why? What'd I do? What if that's a thing the speedrun does or knows about? Ooh, the wheel! Get some ammo back. Ooh, the slam down. Okay. 2, 3, fireball. Oh god, right, you do that real fast. Alright, alright. Oh, I think it's because I'm, like, iframing through the laser and it's thinking that I got hit by it or something. Come on, I chucked 2 fireballs at you and both of them missed. 1, 2, 3. Okay, back to this. Oop. No! Oh! I forgot that attack comes out that fast. I got greedy and thought,
This is a perfect place to set you on fire.
we got really close though, it feels like they were covered in cracks. Okay, that hurts if you're too close to the landing. Noted. I wasn't sure if I could try and scam that out. There we go. Hit him with the tail end of that. No, my ammo! Back off. I rolled too early. Right, you do that like right away. I keep forgetting. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Ah. Oh no, this isn't half an hour in. This is like the ass end of the game. This save file has like 7 or 8 hours on it. It's a hell of a strong finish, though. Okay, so that you are immune to damage when you are rolling. So I shouldn't bother. Roll. One, 2, 3. Damn it. I thought I could get one last blast on you. Okay, so it seems to be like 5 or 6 doors. And then that phase ends. Back off. Get ammo. One, 2, 3. Swing. Get out of the way. Oh, I wasn't fast enough. Land, fireball, get out of the way, get out of the way. Okay. Ow, close. Okay, okay. No, no! I rolled the wrong way. Shit. Out of the way. Whoop. Rolled into that. Okay, okay. Just gotta keep on living. I got half my health left. I'm doing good. Ammo. And there's the umbrella achievement. Please. Forgive me.
Today, we mourn the passing of a being who shaped the very fabric of our world. The end of a lineage. The last Lord of Doors. To some, they were a mysterious leader. To others, a dark cloud looming over the world. Driven by a desire to be greater than their creator. They will be remembered for their part in the advancement of door technology. Their ability to maintain order in a dying world. And their unwavering determination to evade death, no matter the cost. Their pursuits may have been unwise, but the will to live is deeply ingrained. Who's to say what any of us would have done, given the same choices as this lord? Bow your head in remembrance. Pay your last respects. Their time in this world is over.
And that's Death's Door. A game by Acid Nerve. Oh, dinner time with the friends. That's cute. Oh my god, the guy pulling over to the forest gets to have a break too. Good for them. Yeah, the Raincoat Crow is really good. The spirits get to live here with the crows. God bless you, Pothead. Finally, we get to try some of his soup. Even the babies get to eat the soup. So a bit of dialogue that I missed in my on-stream playthrough is if you can go to Pothead's secret garden, you can find an old trowel, and he tells you, like, I'm the one that's been leaving around all these green like pots for people to plant new things in because, you know, I'm not really much of a fighter or a warrior. I'm more of a gardener, really. And so I just really was hoping that like adventurers would go around and plant any seeds they found and help spread new life across the world. Which is really sweet. I like that a lot. There's a trinket you can find in the manor that's like a photo of the Urn Witch with her late husband. And on the back there's like a secret combination which you can use in one part of her estate. If you break some pots in a certain order, it opens up the way to Pothead's secret garden here, which is what we're seeing right now. Is the stream over? No! This game apparently has a fairly extensive post-game. And I'm doing that. Thank you for playing. Great. The achievement for beating the game was called Crow Gamer.
Well done, friend. I never doubted you for a second. It'll take some time for the world to heal and the order of nature to be restored. We crows will aid in the process any way we can.
Same bit of dialogue? Okay.
All this time spent in a meaningless job, serving a leader who almost certainly never cared about any of us. It's a difficult thing to process. But
I had to sneeze, hang on. Excuse me.
But I am hopeful for the futures of the workers I managed, and for the future of the world. Although slightly anxious about what comes next. Well, first things first. There's plenty of work to do, clearing up this mess. And maybe helping steer the world on the correct course.
Thanks to you, the world can begin the process of healing and being rebuilt. I'm excited to see what comes next.
Since we got the Chivo, we can umbrella gaming if we want. I mean, yeah, but the umbrella. But the umbrella. I can't just give that up.
It's a heck of an impressive feat, that. Taking out the boss. With an umbrella, too. I hope our lives don't end up worse as a result of all this chaos. I'm not gonna lie. Life was certainly simpler when we just get our assignments done and then clock off. But we can't stay stuck in the past. In this time of change, it is more important than ever for us to seek guidance from the gate of knowledge.
I feel like something's gotta come of this eventually in this post-game now.
You found all of our shrines. I truly hope the gifts they bestowed have eased your journey.
The shrines are the what gives you the health and magic upgrades.
While we no longer have access to the Soul Vault, I can still use extra soul energy to enhance your combat abilities.
What if I put some points into strength though? What if I did it though?
Well done, Foretold Crow. We knew you could do it. You'll always have a home here, friend.
I dragged my favorite typewriter with me when we abandoned the Hall of Doors. I couldn't imagine my life without it. It sure is heavy, though. I'll get around to typing up my resume soon. Though, to be honest, I'm kind of enjoying the break for now.
We ran away from the Hall of Doors before the boss showed up. It's weird. These crows always know what's coming next. It kind of gets my god senses tingling. They say their info comes from their shrine to a higher power. Makes you wonder. I'm not really one for prophecy and all that guff. I'm sure there's a perfectly rational explanation for everything that happened, but I'm not gonna worry about it. All I'm concerned with now is finding a new TV.
Ballplart's got his priority set some kind of straight, I suppose. So we can go back to the Hall of Doors. And I did notice something on the ground. These are glowing red. I'm assuming that means there's still things that we can find in these areas. I'm assuming that's what that means. You found a rusty bell tower key. Lord of Doors must have dropped it. A strange novelty. A rusty old key made of metal. This kind of technology was used many centuries ago before soul-based key and lock systems became the norm. This must fit into an equally old and rusty metal lock. Well, I think I know where that goes. I think I got a pretty good feeling about where that goes. So let's go open up a door. Of a different sort. An old door. I can remember where it is. Let's go talk to my friend Stanhone. I want to talk to my friend Stanhone.
I lost a dear friend long ago and buried him under the moon's light. Ever since that day, I have felt a piece of myself lost. I wonder if I could ever feel whole again. You've certainly been keeping me busy. However, it's nice to have something to focus on. Sending the dead on their journey may seem like a depressing task, but it gives me a sense of purpose.
I don't remember if it was this way or if it was... maybe up here? There we go, up here. Yeah, I do like Stanhone just kind of being like,
You've sure been keeping me busy, what with all the reaping and the taking of souls you've been doing, but I'm really enjoying it personally.
the door is open. Night falls. Hello? What are you? You're clearly not an enemy. Now where's Stanhone? Ah!
Evening, Reaper. I don't really sleep anymore. I lie here each night, wondering how it would feel to be no longer living. If we were dead, would we even know?
Same bit of that. Well, now we've got a little fucking guy with us. This door's still closed. I thought maybe that would somehow open if it became night. There's another door I want to investigate. Aren't there a bunch of keyhole statues? Yeah, but those are just like statues of the Lords of Doors. I don't think this is directly related to the statues inherently. But it does have a keyhole on its face, so... Another! I'm getting a feeling about, what we're intended to do. I'm getting a bit of a feeling. Oh, we are supposed to bring them to the statues. I see. I see. Well, there is another down here. Interesting. Alright. Go on ahead, then. We can do the whole roundabouts of this area. I figured I would have to do some kind of clean sweep anyways. There's one thing I remember from around here, though. How do I get to it again? I suppose I could always grapple my way over. I think that's one way. No, that was the shrine. Right. There's... At the bottom of the map somewhere abouts, there's like a big door. A big map... There we go. It looks like I need to find all 7 of the guys, and their statues, because we do have 3 lights that are lit up here, so... Also, where'd our one guy go? We might have lost him. We might have lost him by grappling around like that. Oh, that's too bad. I'm sure we can find him again sometime. They're probably just around here somewhere. Ah, and here's one of the statues. Hey, Trab! For the 4-month resub, thank you very much! Bird! So let's get a little bit haunted tonight, I suppose. This is not the twist I was expecting for like, the post-game stuff, but I'm into this, honestly. This is a neat little sort of reframing of a scavenger hunt, where it's less like, okay, now go around and find the hidden items, and now it's go around and find the specific bits of, like, level geometry that kind of blend in. Now it's gonna have 4 lit up, right? Uh-huh. Let's go over here first. There's also, the Rusty Garden Trowel, now that it's nighttime in this area, it is supposed to tell us, like, if there are seeds that we've missed around. Because I know there's something you have to do for, like, 100% that involves, getting every single seed planted in every single pot. Hello there. Goodbye. didn't think these guys would be placed in the starting area, but I guess that makes sense. You know, it's the post game. You've done all your big fights already. There's no problem with you taking on these guys now. Oh, we fought plenty of those guys. They appear in the mountain area. Okay, so the ghosts do stop if they get too far away from you. So that's 5. I believe that's 5. I don't remember where any of these statues are because I wasn't keeping track of them in my brain. Man, this is real neat. I was just kind of expecting, like, some little areas would open up, you'd get, like, a bit of extra dialogue. I wasn't expecting this whole, like, new kind of collectible. That's fun. That's fun. This is fun. Let's go see what the ledge is looking like here now that the door's gone. Looking a little dour tonight. Wonder where Death is? Probably doing Death's work. As they are wont to do. Now that they're free. So we went there, so obviously there's nothing thereabouts. This would take us into the Urnwitch's area. There's one here. Okay. So there's one right by Stedhone. So one is by Stedhone. And one is right here. Okay. It looks like the ghosts just kind of like naturally spawn close to where you're supposed to fit them in. So, I really should just go back to start there and get that one following me again. Bring it back to Stedhone. Yeah, these little ghosts have a very good shape to them. They're very round. They look like they'd be good to hug. Like a plush toy that a weird, haunted child would have. The child is haunted, not the toy. The child is fine. Where ways was it again? Down here? No, not this way. Oh, I'm all turned around trying to remember. Up here, right? Come on, bud. I know you're around here somewheres. There you are. Sorry for leaving you behind. Have you missed a lot, or have I only started the game recently? This is the post-game. This is the post-game. I don't know if you've caught, like, any other stream of this game I've done, but, we did the final boss today. That was the start of the stream. And, now I'm doing the post-game stuff. So, I mean, in a cosmic sort of way, yeah, you have missed a lot. But if you've caught the other streams, then, well, you've missed a chunky thing, but not, like, too much. And we gotta bring some ghosts back home, because they're a little lost. We're close now. I do like the visual of just leading these ghosts around while we've got our little umbrella out. That's fun to me. Post-game would be a good bad name for gaming-related social media. That's what I would call a forum if forums were alive to me again. That's all of them. There we go. Well, how's that for a little ding? Saw someone in chat mention they hope there's a little ding when we get them all. That's certainly pretty indicative, I'd say. Not this way, not this way. They got more doors in this game? Oh, Nightmare Judge, this game is full of doors. We got doors you've never even heard of before in here. Doors you didn't even know you need. If you don't like doors, don't waste my time. This game is for true door heads only. I keep forgetting you can fall down that ledge. Whee! You have acquired an ancient tablet of knowledge. You feel its eye gazing into your soul. Does that show up anywhere on any of our menus? No, it doesn't. Ominous. Ominous. Well, let's go find another door to go in then. Let me up. Thank you. Oh, it's right there. There we go. A crow's favorite thing is to acquire knowledge. Okay, this is still red, which leads me to believe there's still things that we can find in that area. But... let's see. The lab, the inner furnace, the manor. We still got stuff in the estate. Yeah, so it looks... I'm just guessing, but it looks like that red glow means there's still goodies to find in that area, which is nice. I do really appreciate it when a game, like, has ways to sort of, like, nudge you in the direction of, like, hey, there's still stuff you can find in this specific area. You should go give it a look. Like, you can talk to Jeffson. He'll tell you where you could get, like, specific collectibles earlier in the game. Stuff like that. We've got the ruins and the fortress. But everything in the throne and the mushroom dungeon, that's all done. Speaking of which, I should go to Jeffson's house right now and get some soup. But first I should go to the camp. First, let's go camp. Yeah, like, I think all the collectibles I have left to get is, like, these new ones. A single trinket somewhere. And, like, seeds and pots. Oh, I see. You're already here. You made it here before I did. Well done. Well, I'll see you later. I don't think birds hate seeds. I think seeds is the famous thing that birds are known for loving, in fact. Let's go see... my buddy Jeffson, the stranded sailor. Oh my god. Grunt is asleep. Raincoat Crow is asleep too.
Teddy? Is that you? Oh no! You've caught me with my two-legged trousers down, so to speak. Yes, that's right. I'm not as humanoid as I've led everyone to believe. Please don't tell the others. Perhaps it can be our secret. Though I hope you're better at keeping secrets than I am. Tell you what. Keep this secret between us and I can show you the biggest secret of all. Let's go. Alright, two legs. Let us head east to the domain of the late Frog King.
I guess we're going on a walk with Jeffson.
Oh, I can't go in there. We'll have to travel on foot. Those are our feet, right?
Alright, Jeffson escort quest, let's fucking go.
Whee! You're definitely a more sprightly biped than I'm used to.
He loves it, he does. We're on a Jeff quest right now.
How exciting to be out on an adventure. I can feel the blood coursing through my appendages.
I think I have to plant one here, right? Yeah, there we go. Seed planted. That might have been the one thing I was missing here. God, I love the way the tentacles flail when you roll. That's cute.
Those 2 legs of yours get tired, you can take me back to me tank.
I need a drink.
Much better. Well, this is a spooky place. I think I saw a ghost.
Not this way. Okay. I think we put all the ghosts to bed already, Jeffson. I think we're clear. Oh, no. Jeff loves to get dirty like this. It's his favorite thing. Jeffson is always a big fan of getting so filthy like this. Anything to say about my new friend? Nothing to say. Okay, that's fair. I feel like I'm going a much longer way than I need to. Let's go back up this way. Yeah, I wonder if there's secret Jeff dialogue for taking him to other places. I'm not going to, but that would be a cute detail, wouldn't it?
Ooh, this is high. As a squid, I'm generally more used to depths than heights.
Taking my good friend Jeffson to meet everyone I know. Whee! Here he comes. Back on the job. Thanks, pal.
What a lovely night for a romantic gondola ride.
Oh, Jeffson. You shouldn't have. The water's drained here. The water is drained here. Oh my god, the water is drained here.
Oh, I guess you don't float like the other guy.
New chest? This one also bites you. Okay. I was wondering. I saw that much earlier in the game. Alright, time for Jeffson to help us fight.
Whoops. Oof! That thing almost took off a limb!
Alright, one down. Got these firewall guys. Want to take those guys out first. Doop.
hope you know what you're doing here!
One down. Right. That's all those guys down. On to phase 3. My 2 big beetles. The big beetles spawn little beetles. Gonna need to get some ammo back. The beetles are, like, honestly the most annoying enemy to fight in the Umbrella run. Which, you know, I suppose I don't need to be doing anymore, but... what's the fun in that? Oh god, they do a big lunge at you, don't they? Right, huge lunge, okay. I sure hope the dying doesn't mean we have to go all the way back for Jeffson again, but... I mean, I guess we'll see, huh? Alright, we're on to our final phase here. A lot of wizards. Most of the beetles are gone, just like in real life. That's a joke about the band of the Beatles. I don't know why I went for that specifically. Okay. Okay, that's one more beetle down. Slap you to get you to stop shooting at me this round. Come on. Ah, no! Let's try again. Let's see. Do we still got Jeffson? We do. Okay, thank God. I was worried we would lose Jeffson. I got to the last round on my first go, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. Light them all up. Stay at the fire. Slap you around a bit. Okay. Oh, huh. I missed. Ah. Not too bad. No damage yet. Being able to set the beetles on fire does make it a lot easier to deal with them, thankfully. Put your spinal column into it! Cute. Jeffson is definitely Moe through helplessness. Okay, round 4. With all the beetles still here, unfortunately. Not all of them, but a bunch of them. Let's get out of the way of all these wizards! Ooh, ouch. Okay, got too close to that guy when he was about to shoot. There's our last guy. There we go! What the hell did we get for this? Like, the other ones that we did were, like, new powers, but we've got all 4 of our powers already. So, what's... he? You have acquired an ancient tablet of knowledge. You feel its eye gazing into your soul. Aha! I hear an owl. Hey, if the other birds are like ambulatory in this game, are the owls too? I want to meet an owl. Oh, owl. I love owls. Drink of water. Oh. But yeah, I remember seeing that chest like much earlier in the game and wondering if anything was ever going to come out of it. I guess it has. I love grappling into those little guys. Alright, nothing else over here specifically, so... Also, I do like that so far the two tablets that we've gotten in very different ways. Kind of hope the other ones are also different as well. Overgrown ruins. I was hoping we could be friends. But this is how you want to be, and this is how we're gonna be. Okay, so we've got to go to... the Frog King's Funny World. Which means... go about this a ways. I wouldn't call a Tablet of Knowledge a library card, no, that's... The knowledge isn't in the card, it's... Although maybe the knowledge isn't in these tablets, is it? What'd you miss? We beat the final boss, and now we have a squid escort mission. So, you know, video games. This way to the Frog King's domain. And don't forget, the Dewey Decimal System is your friend. Here we are.
We're almost there. Keep your eye membranes open and look for guidance from the moon.
I wonder if this is how we're finally gonna, like, be able to use these grapple points that I kept seeing through this level. Like, off in the distance that I could never actually reach.
The spirit world is closely tied to the moon. The moon's light will guide us towards our destination.
Ah! Secret moon blocks. So that is how we get to this other point in the level. That's cool, an entire section of the level that you literally can't even go to until post-game. I'm into that, actually, that's dope. This whole time I was just like, man, this is gonna be some fucking cool secret when I can figure out how to get these. I was right! This is cool. I'm here on a romantic moonlit night with Jeffson. I'm on top of the world, baby! Oh, I do like the music here. Apologies if I'm a little quiet. I am enjoying soaking up the music and the ambiance here. Hey, thanks for stopping on by, Mist. You have a wonderful rest of your evening. Ah, and this bit that I was always wondering how to get up to. It's all connected now. Man, It's so cool, this mystery that I was, like, wondering about for my entire playthrough, that I maybe, like, came to the conclusion, oh, it's maybe just set dressing, you're never actually meant to go there, but it's meant to keep, like, the interest peaked and, like, the curiosity running. No, you actually do just go here later. That's awesome. That's awesome.
We're here. I'll call upon the spirits to show us their secrets. Spirits of the depths, please show us your treasures.
Landwalker, take with you this gift from the depths. May the tendrils of truth guide you in your journey.
Well, that was a fun adventure, my bipedal companion. If you ever want to go for another evening stroll, you know where to find me.
Goodbye, Jeffson. You have acquired an ancient tablet of knowledge. You feel its eye gazing into your soul. Hey, Brady! Hope you're having yourself a good evening. I don't know if you've played Death's Door yourself. You might like it. I think it might be a game you'd have fun with if you want like a sort of hack and slashy type of game. It's got a really fucking cool post-game, which we're diving into right now. I was not expecting it to be quite as substantial as it seems to be. This is, like, actually super impressive. Oh god, poo gas wizards. Oh god, there's poo gas wizards here. None of that, please. None of that, please. Do not poo gas blast on me. I've been good. I'm begging you. So that's 3 of our tablets. Wonder how many tablets there are? I think there's 7. It looked like there was 7 holes in that shrine. So it sounds like it's probably 7. Oh, did you get to the painful part of Seconia? Nice. I really do like the music here. Oh, game's got such good music. Oh, this is not the way out. Though I'll be honest, I'm okay with being lost here. I do kind of just enjoy wandering around here at night. This is such a cool way of, like, recontextualizing areas you've been to earlier in the game. In, like, different ways for each area, it looks like. Man. I think, if I do manage to wrap up, like, everything tonight, as, like, one last thing, I'll do the Extremely Holly thing and, read through, all of the trinkets that we have. I think that'd be a fun way to end it. Grab some health here. Yeah, I've been wanting to read Seconia, Brady, just because of, like, how much I've heard you talking up, like, how much you loved it. It's got me thinking, Owl? Owl? I'm about to start chucking bombs at these guys. Oh god, yeah, Outer Wilds DLC is tomorrow, isn't it? I mentioned at the start of stream, but, like, my plan for the next couple of days is basically just, like, you know, eat food, do my exercise, do, like, streams and other work that I have to do, and then just play Outer Wilds nonstop. It is not Eat, Sleep, Fortnite, Repeat. It's Eat, Sleep, Outer Wilds, Repeat. You're close, though. You're very close. I wonder if these statues are related to the eye things that we're getting and seeing. What's Type Lumina? That name, like, kind of rings a bell. But I don't remember what that is. Oh, Melty Blood. Nice. Is the hooting coming from up here? Or maybe it is just, like, something that's actually in the background and I'm a fool for trying to follow it. Yeah, that does just sound like it's background sound and not, like, directional audio trying to lead you to an L. Oh well. Melty Blood devs hinting at Neko Arc as the secret final character of the game. Awesome. Awesome. Finishing off September in the fucking strongest way possible. Got him. Okay, let's take that door. Still one thing in the overgrown ruins, it looks like, but we got everything in the flooded fortress now. That's okay, we can come back there some other time. Let's see. What other areas can we go to? Let's check out, Urnwich Estate. Got your haircut? Nice. Always does feel nice getting a fresh trim. I haven't gotten my haircut in, oh, hang on. Oh, there we go. We're dropping every frame for a moment, but seem to be okay now. If there's like a bit of a delay, maybe hit that refresh. I was worried my whole internet went down, but it looked like it was just a stutter for a moment. Anyways, I haven't gotten my haircut in, like, years, I think, actually. Now that I think about it, I'm probably a little overdue for a trim. Probably a little overdue. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. You know, just a little bit. Will appear bright if a seed is within my sight. Not yet, for the looks of it. Gotta find that garden. I got long hair, and I like it like that. But it probably is due just for, like, a... even at the very least, a little bit of a trim for the sake of health. Hey, bud! Come on, this will be so cool. Okay. They got new types of goo dudes in here. So this is, the Garden of Love, I think. Yeah, Garden of Love. And you come in here, and it's like, oh, there's this cool little thing, and here's this big statue over here. I wonder what its deal is. And eventually in the Urn Witch's estate, you can find this old photograph of her when she was younger and her late husband. Thank you, Just Mike, for the 13-month resub.
Well, cool. Oh yeah?
Ooh, cool.
There's lots of fun little goos in this area. So thank you for the resub, I appreciate that. And if you look on the back of the photo, it's like, something's drawn on here. And if you match it with the grid here, and you break the pots in that order, it opens this doorway up, this stairwell. And it takes you to Pothead's Secret Garden, which is where you find the trowel, and where you find Pothead. And wait, hang on. Fucking hang on a second. I think this means we're literally only missing one pot. There's one pot in the game that we've missed. Just one. Just one. And I heard someone say that in post-game, apparently when you talk to Pothead, he gives you hints about where to find them. So,
If I'm right, there's only a single solitary pot left without a seed planted in it.
Oh, I thought he would...
Try looking around these gardens some more.
Oh god, that's right, there is just one in here that I forgot earlier in the game, isn't there? Because I came here and, like, I didn't have any seeds on me, and I was like, oh well, I'll just have to come back some other time. We gotta search the entire garden grounds. I'm impressed. I thought I'd be missing, like, a couple and have, like, some seeds around that I forgot, but, like... We got 49 out of 50 before going to the place where you get hints about where to get them, so... I feel pretty good about that, actually. I feel pleased as punch. I do. Was it in here? Was it in this portion? Burn. Was it in this bitch? The hell could it be? Now we got this one here already. Guess I'm gonna have to search like every single corner of this garden. From the top. Let's fucking go. I think I know where it is actually, so I'm gonna check there first. No, it's not this bit. Let's go up a little bit more. We passed here, and I think to the right here somewhere? Where? Is it up here? No, not here. I swear, there was one that was just like right out in the open, and I was like, oh, I don't have a seed for this yet. I'll come back for it later. I'll remember. And I very clearly haven't remembered. Garden of Life. There we are. I was right. Got an achievement for that called Reap What You Sow. None of that now. Alright, let's go back and see Pothead. Yeah, I might actually be able to get the whole post-game wrapped up. Like, I was planning on going for, like, my normal stream length, so, like, 4 to 6 hours. I've still got the energy in me. I've still got the pep in my step. I'm willing to keep going. No, not 46 hours, Brady. 426. I wouldn't stream for 46 hours. I would drop dead. Not even I can do that long. Hi, little guys. You were waiting in the stairs for me. Oh. The door is open. What happens if I finish the game? I end the stream and probably go to bed. Frankly.
Heavens to Murgatroyd! You've managed to grow flowers in every single one of the pots I left out. Well done, Beakface. You've got greener thumbs than me. Are those thumbs? Either way, magnificent stuff. I can feel the spirit of nature is grateful for your kindness. We reap what we sow.
Get it because we're reapers? That's cute. I like that. I love you, Pothead.
It's so nice to see so many new flowers around the island. They look even more beautiful in the moonlight, don't you think?
They really do, don't they? That glow just seems all the more iridescent. Come on, buds. We're gonna go to a little door now. Though I suppose it's not terribly little, is it? Hello, Brea B. We are very firmly in the post-game now, so if you're trying to avoid spoilers on that, or if you were hoping to see the final boss, it's, unfortunately a little too late, but there's apparently still more to see, so... For instance, these ancient tablets of knowledge. It gazes into the soul. I love our little guys. I love our little guys. I love our little guys. You just here for Holly content? Oh. Well, I suppose we've got that in spades tonight. Are we missing someone? I think we're missing someone. Hang on. I do love these little spirits, yeah. Okay, well, one of them wanted to stay behind. That's fine. They're fine on their own. They're not in danger. They like this. I'm just going over the door anyway, so I'm going to be saying goodbye to them soon. Also, another fun thing that I don't think I showed off on my playthrough. You know, you can read a sign. It says whatever. And then if you try and read it again, it's cut in half. Sword! There's the door. Alright, you little buggers, have fun. I'm gonna go now. Goodbye! Seeing a gif of that was what sold you on buying the game? I didn't even know that was a feature in the game. I just... I just kind of did it by accident once and then was like...
Oh, huh.
Thank you, Ink Shaded, for that sub. Appreciate it. There's still red there, which means there's still something, which... I wonder if maybe we do have to find... owls or something. Let's go check how many of the tablets we found. It's what? 4 or 5, something like that? 4. Where to find the rest? Oh, they're napping. Giant squid. Oh my god, he found a TV!
Ah, the simple joy of TV. Some say it's not good for you to watch it all the time. But you gotta allow yourself a reward now and then.
Thanks, Ball Plart. Agatha's a-sleepin'.
Quite late for an adventure, eh? I couldn't sleep myself. I'm too excited at the prospects of the future. The air tonight has an extra fresh quality about it, don't you think?
All the other birds are asleep. I wonder if there is some way to get a hint about where the next ones that you can find are. Because there is still glowing in this area, but I'm assuming that just means the whatever's behind that, you know? As opposed to anything else new here, but I suppose we can still check. Maybe something in this area? Maybe this is somewhere different now? This might still just be the same puzzle. This does just look like the same puzzle. I don't think this is anything new. Yeah, the hint might just be that the doors are glowing. That might just be the clue of, hey, there's more to discover here. Well, uppy daisy. I think the door for this area was also lit up. Okay, I'm also hearing an owl here, so there has to be something about the owls, right? That has to be a thing. I feel like it's not just ambiance, because, like, I don't think we heard that in any of the other night areas, except for these ones that are glowing. Do I want confirmation? I don't know! Weren't the other two places with the owl still glowing? Yeah! And, other places I had been, like, while I was taking Jeffson for a walk, like, the central graveyard area, that didn't have an owl hooting, so... I feel like it's gotta mean something, right? I feel like it's gotta mean something. Let's do a bit of a search here, and... let's see. If it really is actually directional audio somehow. So I do remember seeing a door here that was locked. It's okay, the babies are fine. They know how to glide. They're okay. Okay, now the hooting is definitely coming from a different direction. Okay, the hooting has... It means something. It means something. I have to believe it means something. Fuck, I fell. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. It's fine, we're living, that's what matters. Where's the goddamn door in this area, though? It was a little up here? Maybe? No, this is... you have to come here last, it looks like, after you... Oh, no, wait. This is just how it opens, okay. Mysterious locket. Some kind of soul energy swirls within it. Locket hums with the powerful energies of part of a living soul is trapped inside. Perhaps the owner would like it.
Oh my god.
Oh no. Oh no, no! Oh, we gotta bring it to him. We gotta bring it to Stedhone! It was a dog! That was the friend that he buried. It was Hannibal. Okay, was it over here?
Owl. Owl.
How do I get to this owl? What's the wraparound to get to this owl? I have to remember. I have to remember. Oh god, I want to see an owl. That's a cute design for an owl too, yeah. We have owl confirmation. I repeat, we have owl confirmation. Nope, I'm not bothering with you. Nope, I don't even care that you shot me. I'm leaving. Bye. Get the fuck out of here. Ah! Oh, thanks for stopping by, sis. Enjoy your shepherd's pie, I think is what you said you were cooking. Out of my goddamn way, I gotta see an owl! I don't even care about Pooh Gas Blast! Fuck out of here! Oh no you don't! That owl is mine! Acquired a shard of an ancient tablet of knowledge. It is incomplete, yet you feel a mysterious energy coursing through it. Ah. That looked like it was about a third. And I did hear hooting in like 2 other areas, right? I think? So, where was the door that I saw in here, though? Because I very vividly remember seeing a door in this area somewhere. Is it over there? Is it over there? Yes. I see. I'm going to assume that has something to do with, like, the braziers that have been, like, around this area. Like, that one down there. I probably have to relight them, because they were definitely lit, during the day. At least I'm, like, 90% sure that they were. So let's, swing back around to, like, the start of the level. Because there was one at the start. There we go. Were they not lit during the day? I'm pretty sure they were. Oh, it was too windy for them to stay lit. Okay, that was it. Because I definitely tried lighting them during the day and it didn't do anything. And so I figured, oh, okay, it's probably just set dressing. It turns out my puzzle brain was working in overdrive for a puzzle that I hadn't even unlocked the ability to engage with yet. So, the old ego feels pretty good about that, quite frankly. That's 2. Yeah, it's really interesting how a lot of the time I can look at something and be like, oh, well that's some fun little set dressing, and then it turns out, no. No, that's a surprise tool that'll help us later. Like, that big wreckage that's near the graveyard where Stedhone lives, and I thought, oh, that's just a fun thing. I realized later, no. That's a hint of, like, the fortress boss that you fight in this area. That's like a deceased one. Stuff like that. we gotta be different ways to get that one. Most things in this game, it turns out, have been like hints of something to come, which is really cool, because I did pick up on a lot of them, but then came to the conclusion of, oh, this is actually probably nothing, and now all of the pieces in my mind are starting to come together like,
Oh my god. Hang on, it was something.
that's 3. And the nice thing about, like, all of these levels, especially now that it's night, there's, like, barely any enemies here, like, all of these levels aren't particularly long. They're, like... They're like, neat little dioramas to, like, navigate around, but they're not, like, super, like, lengthy, like, mazes or anything like that. So it's, like... It doesn't feel, like, too awful to have to, like, go all the way back through... Ah! Okay, so I have to go all the way back there for the... what I previously thought was just a way back down and nothing else. No, there's one of the braziers there. Oh man, oh man. Y'all, I think this game might be really fucking good. I think this game might be, like, fucking phenomenal, actually. There we go. Games like this can have a problem with spongy bosses. The bosses in this game have, like, extremely reasonable, like, health pools. The challenge comes from, like, the fact that you have limited health yourself and you have to try not to die. And so it never feels like it's, oh, well, it's just like an endurance match. It's like, no, once you figured out, like, the patterns, and, like, if your, like, build is, like, upgraded at least decently enough, then... like, you can kind of go to town once you've gotten a feel for, like, the patterns. Is there? Hang on. I wonder if there's a brazier back there. There was a soul back there earlier. Let's get that old drop down. No, okay. Worth a look. Yeah, this game feels, like, extremely dense and uses, like, the limited space it has, like, very well. Like, I like saying for stuff like this, you know, it's a good complaint to have that you wish there was more, as opposed to, like, wishing that there was less of a game, but, like, honestly, I feel like this game is, like, the perfect, like, length and density for, like, what it is and what it wants to do. Game is good. Ow. Game is really good. Fall down. I am so glad I decided to pick this up. Man. Y'all ever think about when video games are good? Fuck yeah. I'm just kind of having a moment realizing that, like, all the little pieces I've been seeing throughout the game are actually connected. Let's see, where could the others be? Nothing here. Yeah, Deltarune's another really good one. I saw a couple of folks talking about how they had, like, been playing, like, a ton of it recently, but, like, I don't know. I did my one playthrough, and I was like, you know, I had a great time with this. I'm satisfied, until, like, the other chapters are out. I've had my fun. I've had my fill. I will gladly wait for more later. Oh, I've heard so many good things about Eastward. I've been thinking about getting it myself. Don't go down there yet, because that leads us back to start. But I do have to go down there eventually. I wonder if there's another one in the ice area that I missed? I've seen and heard good things about Eastward, though, so I do want to probably check it out at some point, but, like, there's so many other video games right now. Y'all, there's so many other video games right now. Plus I have a ton of, like, old games that I haven't even played yet, so... I came back for you, motherfucker. Drown. Oh, Gibson, you need to finish Outer Wilds. Outer Wilds is, I think, maybe one of my favorite video games, like, ever made, period. Like, ever. They keep making good games, and it's fucked up. I think all game devs need to take, like, a 5-year paid vacation. 5-year paid vacation. Minimum. All of them need to do it. All of them need to do it right now. All of the banks and all of the government and all of the NASA needs to come together to make a genie in a lab so I can make a wish that all game developers get to have a 5-year paid vacation. They gotta do it. There would be no games for 5 years? Motherfucker, do you want me to tell you how big my current Steam library is? Do you want me to tell you how many other games I have to play through right now? I'm okay. I can wait. Plus, I can also just do other things that aren't video games. I had a dumb idea for a stream, which was just an entire stream where I just read through my Steam library and talk about games that I own and haven't played yet, or ones that I have played. Because I'm sure that a fair few of them would just be me going, I don't know why I have this. I don't remember getting this one. I don't know why I own this. This one haunts me. You still never played Dust and Elysian Tale? Oh, I played that one ages ago. I quite liked it. It was one of the first games I got like 100% in. Like all the achievements, all of them. It was a good time. A little difficult to do, but fun. So where's the hell's number 5? Is it up here? Was there one up here? Dust was one of the first games you got paid to review? Hey, hell yeah! It's not back there. You have a game called Snuggle Trick? What does that mean? Oh, that sounds like an evil game. Oh man, I hope I'm not struggling to find this, this last lantern. I guess I'll just go back and light that one that I knew about. Then I'll struggle to find number 6 then, I suppose. Thank you, Sus Housewives of Among Us, for that 9-month resub. Thank you for enjoying the Emmett Calhoun emote. Hope you're doing well. It's not here, is it? No. That's 5. No, wait, no, that was all of them! What? I miscounted! I miscounted! I fucking miscounted! Oh my god! Oh my god! I'm a fool. I am a fool. Let's get it. Let's go get it. Your girl can track down secrets like nobody's business, but she can't count from 1 to 6, and that's okay. And that's okay. You have acquired an ancient tablet of knowledge. You feel its eye gazing into your soul. So we've been enjoying all this beautiful nighttime ambiance for nothing? Oh, no, no, no. Enjoying the nighttime, like, visuals and music is a reward in and of itself, I reckon. And if you disagree, you know, you can always tune out of the stream and watch something else. But I do feel a little silly just thinking like, oh man, I've got to hunt down this last one before I go back and do that one that I already found. I wonder where it could be. Man, they hid this really well. I'm worried this is going to be annoying to find. It just didn't exist. It never existed. It never existed at all. Alright, so we have that in the Camp of the Free Crows, which is just opening up the door. Now I think I know what the last thing we have to do in this last area is, so let's do that. In the cemetery. I'm pretty sure that's just, reunite Steadhone with a friend. Are we going the right way? No, this is back to start. This is back to start. This way, I think. I hope this helps him. I hope this brings him some closure. I think that's what he needs. He's not in the grave anymore. The mausoleum is open. I was wondering when that would open.
Hello again, Reaper. For some reason I stirred from my usual resting place tonight. I could feel something calling out to me. Oh? You found my old locket. I haven't seen that since the day I buried my only friend. The day the ground shook and the sky turned black. I feel so strange.
The Grave Digger. Bad time for my controller to disconnect. Come on, come on! Hello? Come on, literally the start of the fight! Work with me here. Cool. Okay, big attack. Stay away from that one. Little guys. Oop, okay, well, take two. That's, you know, bound to happen when your controller DCs at the start of a fight and the game doesn't auto-pause. That's, like... That's the one complaint I have about this game, I think, really. No, there's two. There's, like, I wish there was, like, a mini-map, and, it turns out when games don't like auto pause when your controller is disconnected, it's really frustrating when you have a controller that's bound to disconnect sometimes. There are a lot of games that are good about detecting that, and there are also a lot of games that aren't. Ow. Come on. That's just on me. He's blocking my arrows, it looks like. At least sometimes. Come on. Don't be doing this now. Ugh, that's really frustrating. I, haven't had this act up much recently when I've been using my controller. But it's been doing it again, the past couple of days, and I'm kind of pissed about it. Maybe I should just be using a different weapon here. But the umbrella! But the umbrella! You've had your controller hooked up via USB for ages because it gets twitchy like that? Oh, mine is hooked up by USB! It's just that the USB connection on the Switch Pro controller is kind of shitty. It's just kind of lousy. Ah, I rolled into that. The controller just kind of works if you plug it in physically to, a Windows computer. The issue is that the cable is a little loose in the controller. Which is, an issue when you want to use the controller. But, you apparently wiggle it just so. That's basically one of the only complaints I have about the Switch Pro is that, and, the D-pad feels a little bit eh. Other than that, it's my favorite goddamn controller. I can keep applying the burn on him at least, even if he blocks the initial shot. Ow. Didn't roll soon enough. Oop. Not roll soon enough that time. Fire back out. Get all these guys. Oop, I forgot that was the spread shot. Okay, gotta watch out for little guys. That's the wrong equip. Yeah, see, that's the other problem with the Switch Pro is sometimes it feels like I'm hitting right, but I accidentally fat finger it a little bit and so you can't see it right now. I'm holding down left on my controller on the D-pad, but if I angle it just slightly, it'll go, oh, you're hitting up and down, and it's a little bit hard to see exactly which one you've selected on your controller once you hit the button when you're trying to also dodge the attacks. Yeah, like, other than that, my Switch Pro controller is like my favorite controller I've ever owned. But I'm also very, very glad that I got it for 75% off by some miracle. It was like new in box too and everything. Also, thanks for stopping by, How 2002. You have a wonderful rest of your evening. So it's like, in spite of all the problems, I do very much frame it as like, yeah, this is all right for a $20 controller. You know, when it's like $80 base price in Canada. Multi-swing, okay. Nope, nope. Okay, well, at least I can hit the escape button on my keyboard. I gotta move shit on my desk so there's like slightly less interference with where the cable is. I'm literally just like doing fucking rituals to hope that my controller decides to play nice. Sorry, y'all. Fireball. Try and get multiple shots. I'm out of ammo. Let's get some ammo back. Oh, they're respawning now, huh? You're almost dead though, so that's good. The fire DOT is putting in work in fights in general, but this one especially. Okay, get out of there. Okay, okay, we got 2 health. We got this. We got this. I can't look at who that raid was from right now, but thank you. I appreciate it. Hope you had a good stream today. There we go! Jester Jams, thank you very much for the raid. I hope your stream went well.
Thank you, Reaper. My time in this world is over.
Good night, Steadhound. This is what he wanted. If you remember from the beginning of the game, he kept saying he wanted to die. He's been alive for way too long. And for some reason, he couldn't pass away. And he was waiting for us to be strong enough that we could finally do it to him. Let's pay our last respects. His time in this world is over. I believe all we have left to do now is to find the other owls. Pretty sure that's all we have left to find. I hope he gets to see his friend again. There's one owl in here, allegedly. to the upright from the sounds of it, but I wonder if maybe it's... where is that entrance? I wonder if maybe it's got to do with the grapple points. And the sewers. It's worth a check, worth a try. That seems to be farther up north, actually. Okay, so it's not in here, not in this bit, but it was worth a look. In case, you know, this is a secret that other people have missed in their playthroughs and they wanted to know about it. You can go through here, and this is where you get the Sludgefield Urn trinket. That's where you find Sudge. They do have sludge in this game, look! Are you around here? Where the hell are you? It sounds like it's coming like from the right. But huh. It's not in the mansion. It's very explicitly outside. Would it be here, near the shrine? No, because that's not where the audio is coming from direction-wise at all. Okay, so down and to the right. Maybe in hereabouts? Get some ammo back just in case. What's about up here? Nope. Does the mansion have a back door? Not one that's accessible. Also, it's not in the mansion. It's very explicitly out here somewhere. Because in the mansion is like a whole separate level. Okay, your turn. And lighting these lights up here just is for a different puzzle, and I already did it, so I mean, I can do it again, just in case. But really, all the lights do is just open this bit up. Wait, now it sounds like it's coming from up. No, it wouldn't be in there. So what the hell? There you are! I see you now. Okay. I can get there. That's pretty easy. Yeah, I think that's a reasonable enough complaint with regards to, like, visual sensitivity stuff in this game. I don't... Is there an option to, like, deal with that? Accessibility settings. You can turn off enemy flashing and full screen flashes. That is a thing you can turn off as needed. I do have that on because it's not a problem for me, and I like seeing them, but, you know... apologies if that makes, like, the stream or this game difficult to consume. But it is an option that you can turn off, thankfully, at least, so... this way, right? Yeah, just up hereabouts. Hello, owl. Goodbye. Another shard of an ancient tablet of knowledge. Alongside the other shard, you can almost feel it trying to tell you something. Oh, was that a post-release thing they added? The accessibility for, like, shake and flashing and stuff? That's good that they added it. It's a bit of a shame that they missed it on launch, though. But, you know. Better late than never, I suppose. Apparently owls are dumb as hell. They have the brain power they need to be the type of bird they are in terms of, like, you know, being effective hunters and being good at staying alive and getting food and all that. But, like, in comparison to, like, other birds, thinking is not necessarily their strong suit. They're very good at solving the problems they need to solve in everyday life to stay alive. Outside of that context, they're a little dumb. Alright, one last owl. I do really appreciate that, all of the, tablets are, like, different sort of, like, puzzles you have to solve in the overworld. Like, they could have basically just make it so you had to do the keyhole ghosts in, like, every area, and I would have been okay with that. But, like, they kind of went above and beyond here. Core dev team for this game was like 2 people. Yeah, that's reasonable. Then it's like, you know, when you do have a limited size, there's only so much you can do, but at the same time, like, you know, it feels like something you gotta be more mindful of nowadays. Okay, whereabouts are you? You up here? But man, though, like, the fact that this was a 2-person, like, largely 2-person team, like, I'm, like, wicked impressed with how much they were able to pull off with, like, the limited resources and, like, limited world space they have. Like, this game is still super fucking impressive. This is, like, a really, really good example of, doing a lot with, like, a limited amount. Great fucking game. I know I like to say this for, like, every game I play and enjoy, but, like, genuinely, if you've been enjoying the streams, you really, really should, like, support the devs, toss a couple bones their way. They extremely deserve it for, like, all the work they've done on this game. I'm very excited for Tunic. Tunic looks like it's going to be really cool. I have been looking forward to that for a while. Also, yeah, buy the game soundtrack. Game's got a really good soundtrack. You're up here, ain't you? You're up here, ain't you? There you are. have acquired the final shard of an ancient tablet of knowledge. The 3 shards fuse together, and you can feel its eye gazing into your soul. Got an achievement for that called In Cahoots. That's cute. Meet with 3 owls. Well, there you have it. We have 2 achievements left. One for getting 100%, and the other for, I'm assuming what we're about to do. So that's, it's gonna be another game I cleared 100% then, I suppose. I feel like I've been on a roll lately with, like, playing through games and, like, doing, like, everything you can in them. Like, off-stream the other day, after we finished Toem, on stream, I, like, figured out how to get, like, most of the last couple achievements and got those, and then had to look up one, which was, you know, admittedly, like, a sneaky developer Easter egg, but still. I felt really good about that. I used to be really bad about, like, finishing, games at all, but, like, I feel like now that, like, I've, like, as part of, like, you know, what is apparently my work, like, getting to, like, explore games like this and, like, share that with people, I feel more motivated to try and get through, like, a lot more games. Yeah, I do really appreciate this kind of end, like post-game, where it's not just like, well, we padded some more stuff on. It's like, well, you can go look around for all the stuff that you missed, and we snuck in a couple other secrets for you to go in and collect and stuff like that. Hypnospace to be a tough game to 100%. Yeah, I don't necessarily feel like I have to 100% every single video game in the world. It's just that, like, it feels good when you play through one and then you decide, you know what, I want to go even more on this. I want to, like, get through even as much of this as I can, sort of thing. I don't ever feel obligated to, it's just, like, sometimes it's a fun thing to do. Just in case we got something else we gotta take out here. Just in case. Buff up the umbrella a touch. Here we are. And here we go. Another door has been opened. Let's go see what's on the other side. My heart is pounding. Atop a great tower, many centuries ago, a door existed before the one you have known. The first door was opened by a human seeking the power of gods. Their actions would come at the cost of their soul. The human fused with the being known as Truth. They gained the knowledge of all things across all time. They escaped and returned to the living world, but their soul was lost to the ether. The first door was shattered and broken. With its destruction, the great tower collapsed into the mountains. Truth emerged into the living world, tethered to the ruins that once housed the door. An opportunity was seized by the Lord of Doors, who retrieved the essence of the first door. They would reconstruct the door in a new location and trap death beyond it. This would result in the world stagnating for many centuries. A Reaper was assigned the soul of the mortal who opened the first door. An impossible task, as the soul was already lost to the ether. Without this knowledge, the Reaper would be lost, searching for many centuries. Truth would whisper to the free crows, offering them knowledge, and guiding them towards breaking the world free of its stagnation. It would convince them to tamper with the operations of the Commission, to assign a giant soul to the Foretold Crow. This would set the Foretold Crow off onto their journey. The Foretold Crow would gather the 7 tablets of truth. They would enter and behold the sight of the first door, and carry the power of truth out of its prison. And that's Death's Door. The truth will set you free. And if anyone out there was thinking, hey, that area looked kind of familiar, or hey, this feels like it's referencing something, or hey, who's that first human? Might I recommend you check out Acid Nerve's first video game, called Titan Souls. Which I knew this game was something of a spiritual successor to. I didn't realize it was a literal sequel. Holy shit. Holy shit. Avarice was a boss in Titan Souls. Oh my god. I didn't put that together. I've not actually played Titan Souls myself. I've watched a couple of folks run through it. I've never actually played it myself, so I want to one of these days. So I didn't catch on to, like, a lot of the references, if there were any, throughout this game. Like, I know there was also a Yeti in Titan Souls. You know, there was Avarice in it. There was, you know, the mention of, like, big souls that you had to get to do things. Betty being, like, the ancestor of, like, some extremely powerful Yeti. The instant I saw at the end, oh, there was one human boy who sought the power of God, I realized, holy shit, this is a direct sequel. Holy shit, this is a sequel. Oh, man. Oh, that's really cool. That's really cool. Ah, man. This game fucking rules. This game fucking rules. Man! Man! What a good game! How about one last go-through of all of our different trinkets that we found along the way, all of our shiny things. I think that's a very Holly way to send this game off. Taking a look at all the shiny things we've picked up along the way. Have I gotten the one achievement of getting through the metal detector without triggering it? Yes, I have. For anyone wondering how you do that, you have to lead one of the nature spirits through the metal detector. That one took me a while to get. I was like, well, I thought you just go through with the umbrella, but that wasn't doing it. And then I had like a little guy following me, and I thought, well, this guy's not made out of metal. This guy's a little buddy. Without further ado, our collection of shiny things. Old engagement ring. This ring belonged to the Urn Witch, a gift from her late husband. It dates from a time long before you were even an egg. It seems she may have had to remove it because of her constantly swelling body. Such are the risks of living beyond your years. Old compass. The compass occasionally twitches and turns by some strange whim, but mainly appears to be drawn to death's door rather than pointing north. It must have belonged to an explorer who was searching for the legendary door. Maybe you remember a little compass that you saw in a cutscene at the end that we just saw. That's the compass that was made to point towards the giant soul of the being who opened the first door. A very, very well-made compass for an impossible task. Incense. An incense used in ancient rituals to aid the dead in their passage to the next life, and to mask the stench of corpses in the embalming process. The label on the side reads,
Incense of Atonement. Perfect for masking that rotting corpse smell.
Undying Blossom. This flower's petals are soft and delicate, yet its appearance is withered and gray, as if it were both alive and dead. The forces that resonate through this place seem to allow life to continue, even beyond its natural point of conclusion. Old photograph. An old, sun-damaged photo of a couple at their wedding. A treasured memory of better times. Looks like someone might have used it to draw on. This is, of course, the Urn Witch and her late husband. Sludge-filled urn. An ornate urn containing some kind of viscous sludge. Even when the bottle's at rest, the sludge writhes as if imbued with some life of its own. Better not to ask what it's made from. I feel like the implication of the sludge is that it's like the result of the Urn Witch's experiments trying to give people immortality. I think that's the implication. Token of Death. A coin that used to be placed over the eyes of the deceased in ancient funeral rituals. It originally belonged to Stedhone the Gravedigger, and probably came from one of the funerals he conducted. Stedhone is honor-bound to lay to rest those who have passed, and wish them peace beyond life. I think I heard Lola meowing at my door, so I'm going to stand up for a second and see if she's there. Give me just a moment. Lola! Well, my door's open, so if she wants to come in, she can come in. She's probably begging for early dinner, but it's too early. Back to it then. Rusty garden trowel. An old garden trowel used for digging small holes in which to plant seeds. It has clearly been well used, a light coating of rust having formed on the blade. Hi, Lola! The finer details of the handle have now been worn away through years of happy use. Its previous owner took good care of it. They must have been a keen horticulturist. An inscription engraved on the metal reads, "In the moon's light, I will appear bright, if a seed is within my sight." This is, of course, Pothead's trowel. They are the gardener that's been leaving around all the pots for the seeds to grow in. And they're not much of a fighter. They're not much of a warrior. But they're very kind. And they're very brave. And above all, they love gardening. Captain's log. This waterlogged old journal. Its early chapters describe a tale of being sucked through a giant door under the sea and having to start a new life, stranded atop a mountain. The later chapters just talk a lot about the writer's friendship with a squid. I think the implication here is that this journal was written by the man who used to be alive with Jeffson. I think they used to be friends in life, which is a nice thought. Yeah, Squid Jefferson kept human Jefferson around even after the end because he cared about him too much. Giant arrowhead. This arrowhead would have been much too large to fit into any normal bow. You sense latent soul energy contained inside. The previous owner must have imbued it with some of his soul in order to prevent or delay his death. In this aspect, it is a direct forerunner to weapons that modern Reapers use themselves. I am realizing just now, this is also a Titan Souls reference. This is the arrow that your character in that game uses. You have a giant arrow that you, like, hurl around to attack the bosses in that game. This is another big hint at that, huh? Oh, that rules. Oh, that rules. Malformed seed. With nowhere to go, and left unreaped, the souls upon this island linger, until they're drawn to nearby life. Whatever soul latched onto this seed has twisted and corrupted it into an aberration. If it grew now, it's doubtful any good would come of it. Corrupted antler. A large antler, riddled with deformations. It must have belonged to a formidable beast. It appears to have broken off some creature's head in a struggle before its owner plunged into the pits below.
It looks oddly familiar.
I'm not sure what the oddly familiar bit... Wait, is it the... It's the antlers on the Children of the Forest, isn't it? That's the same antlers as them, isn't it? Or is this also a Titan Soul reference that I'm not catching? I'm not sure. I think it is, like, the antlers on the Forest Children. I think that's what the implication is. Magical Forest Horn. The horn is a popular instrument among forest dwellers for its ability to harmonize with the profound resonances of the forest. In the right hands, this instrument can create a dialogue with nature, allowing some degree of control over nearby plant life. Ancient Crown. An ancient crown worn by the first Lord of Doors. The Lords are beings of pure soul energy, only able to hold corporeal form thanks to their armor, binding their soul to this world. Made from a metallic yet organic material, each descendant has its armor forged by the previous Lord. However, the creation of the First Lord remains a mystery. Grunt's Old Mask. This mask is carved to resemble the Frog King. Many of the grunts that inhabit this land are feeble of mind, desiring a leader to give them purpose. They often show loyalty by making and wearing a mask in their image. Such is the unwavering bond between grunt and leader that it almost resembles a cult. Yeah, the bit about the Lord of Doors having, like, semi-organic armor is, that's something interesting, huh? Ancient Door. Scale model. This is a scale model of the doors originally used by the Reapers. This version of the technology was quite inefficient, requiring numerous raw souls to power it. It was eventually replaced by the newer models we see today. Modern door scale model. The scale model of a door has a note attached.
They're slimmer, easier to use, and more reliable. They no longer process raw souls like the legacy design. We will be introducing a vault, which processes souls for the power grid that the new doors run on. Everything will be automated by the Commission. Even minor souls used for purchases will be fed back into the system.
I don't know why the radio and answer voice felt correct for that. Oh, no, this isn't like a beta asset. This is the big doors that you had to find the souls for to open them up and get new spells and stuff. I also do appreciate, Abyss, that the thing about the Lord of Doors is left, like, vague intentionally. It's like, well, that sure is a mystery, huh? The specifics of it don't matter, at least not right now, so don't worry about it. Sometimes it's cool when things are just a mystery. We don't need, like, an in-depth analysis of why every single theory or every single mechanic of a universe exists. We don't need to midi-chlorians this shit. We don't need to game explain this. Or game theory it, rather. Rusty bell tower key. A strange novelty. A rusty old key made of metal. This kind of technology was used many centuries ago, before soul-based key and lock systems became the norm. This must fit into an equally old and rusty metal lock. Also, yeah, they might explain it in a future game. It might be like something they're leading up to for like something in the future. That'd be neat. Or they could just be a cool mystery, like, it sure is weird how, like, the universe aligned in such a way that, the Lord of Doors' first one was born, or maybe something made with intention. How very strange. It's a fun thing to think about. It doesn't necessarily need an answer. Surveillance drone. Or device. This device looks like it was planted here to spy on the activities of the Reapers in the Hall of Doors. Whoever placed it seems to have been listening to the Commission's communications, and would almost certainly know of any souls being assigned to Reapers. I think the implication is that this was placed by the Free Crows. I think that's the implication, is that they planted this here so that they could be listening in on what things were happening in the office, so that they could like manipulate things as needed, as what Truth wanted them to do. Speaking of which, shiny medallion. This medallion belongs to the Free Crows, a breakaway faction of Reapers who have chosen to quit their jobs and live a natural life. These crows sometimes adorn themselves with medallions such as this one, which depict the ancient god who they believed prophesied the fall of the Lord of Doors. And if you'll notice, like some of the patterns on this one, like not the giant eye, barring the giant eye, that's the obvious one. But if you notice some of the other patterns on this one, don't they seem kind of similar to the ones on the listening device? They seem a little similar, if not like exactly the same, at least in terms of like the geometry. So that's why I'm thinking this was planted by the Free Crows. Hey, that Mew Mew! With the raid, thank you very much. I hope you had yourself a wonderful stream today. We are just wrapping up right now. We did just complete Death's Door 100%. We have finished everything in the game, and as a sort of last hurrah, I'm just kind of reading through all the collectibles we found along the way, because I like reading things, and people allegedly like listening to me read things, so... Ink-covered teddy bear. This plush bear was probably quite cute when it was first made, but in its current state, it's a sorry, bedraggled sight. Covered in ink stains and small, circular blotches, it nevertheless appears well-loved. The squid has a teddy bear! The squid has a teddy bear! Also, yes, it's still very cute. It's still very cute. I think it's still very cute, and the fact that it's well-loved makes it cuter to me. Death contract. This appears to be some kind of contract. It resonates with an uncanny energy. It has been written in an ancient text you can't read. And I'm realizing now, at the end of the game, knowing what we do about the ending, I went through most of the game thinking, what the fuck is this? What does this mean? What is this related to? And now that I'm looking closely at it, I'm seeing one wax stamp has a scythe on it, and the other wax stamp has something that looks like a door, or like the helmet of the Lord of Doors. This is the contract that the Lord of Doors signed with Death to take over the handling of people dying. I get it now. I get it now. It's a contract with Death, not a contract about Death, right? Makeshift soul key. This appears to be a very rudimentary version of the door technology used by Reapers. It could have been used to open a rift between two locations, but the passage would have been unstable, and certainly not up to Commission standards. Not that it matters, as large swaths of the working have melted and the machine no longer functions. This is something you find in the first area of the game, if you go back with the hookshot. Yeah, I think this might also be like a Titan Souls sort of nod, because A, it looks like it looks the sort, and B, I don't know if this would necessarily line up with, like, anything that any one specific character in this game was doing. Like, maybe this was, like, picked up at some point and used by the Old Crow when they were tailing you at the start of the game. Maybe, but, like, maybe not. It might just be like a sort of wink and a nudge to make you think, like, yeah, this sure does just look like something from the previous game that this team worked on. Oh, that's neat, isn't it? I'm sure it's just a fun little Easter egg. Smile, looks directly at the camera with my single unblinking eye. Yeah, if it is relevant, I'm pretty sure it is just, like, a thing used by Grandpa. Otherwise, it is just, Titan Souls, huh? Mysterious locket. This locket hums with a powerful energy, as if part of a living soul is trapped inside. Perhaps the owner would like it back. Ah. His friend's soul was in there. So they really were reunited. I'm happy for them. And that's Death's Door. Again, we have completed everything in the game. 100%, including the Umbrella achievement. And I kept using the Umbrella even after we finished that final boss for all the optional stuff, so, truly I was dedicated to the Umbrella. Let that never be in question, and may none deny my power. This game is extremely good. If me rambling about it over the course of this playthrough and you know, just watching the game for yourself wasn't evident enough. Really cool game with a ton of love poured into it. It really is, like, such a good example of how you can do a lot with, like, a very limited or, like, maybe not budgeted, but, like, with like, constraints. Like, this isn't a huge game. This is relatively, like, small. It took me, like, 10 hours overall for this playthrough, more or less. Which I would consider a pretty decent length for a game made by a handful of people, personally. But it really is a good example of, like, how you really can do a lot with just a bit. Very dense, lots of cool things to discover, lots of fun writing. You know, a cool story about, you know, the dangers of, like, going after fucking personal wealth and power in the face of a world that's literally fucking dying. Yeah, I wonder why that might resonate with people nowadays, huh? And, you know, also, working together in spite of that, to spite that, to deal with that, in the hopes of, like, making something what's better for people. And, you know, even if there's the worry of, you know, the work being hard and the immediate period afterwards being hard, you know, there's still the, you know, there's still the hope of, like, a future. So I reckon that's a pretty nice narrative thread, little message throughout the whole game like that. Also overthrowing your boss, I suppose. Overthrowing your boss and disbanding the entire organization. That's Death's Door. It is a remarkably good game. And also people should fucking unionize. Thank you, Wesley, for the 15-month Tier 2 resub. Very much appreciate that. I did just notice, and I do like that the description for the achievement that you get for 100%ing the game, the description for the achievement itself is called A True End. The icon is the eye symbol, and the description of the achievement is 3 question marks. Game is good. Game is very, very good. Now I'm going to look at the achievement stats. 3.7% of people who have played this game have completed the Umbrella Run. By comparison, 36% of people have beaten the game at all. I am the 3.7%. I am the God Gamer tonight. I wouldn't even personally describe it as, like, super difficult. It's hard. It starts hard. It's a different sort of play style than just, like, running in and, like, hammering stuff with your melee weapons, but, it feels very doable. And so if you're looking for a challenge, or if you're looking for a challenge that's not, like, overbearingly difficult or impossible, while still feeling like a challenge, and, you know, or if you're looking for, like, a reason to replay this game, or if you just want a weird way to play this game your first go through, you know? Give the Umbrella a try. Just make sure you never swing the sword that you start with, because as soon as you swing that thing, the run is void. You have to never swing until you get the Umbrella, and then you have to equip the Umbrella and never swing any other weapon, is the condition for it. I looked that up beforehand, just so I didn't accidentally bugger it up. Even if you're swinging at nothing, even if you, like, are just swinging in midair, or if you miss, that counts. Only swing the Umbrella. I will tell you that much. Also, try and upgrade your spells as soon as you can, because the spell upgrades put in a ton of work damage-wise. But, yeah, that's Death's Door. I like this game a whole hell of a lot. I recommend it wholeheartedly. It is a very fun hack-and-slash type of action game. It's difficult, but it's not, like, overwhelmingly difficult. It's not, like, super, super punishing. It's built in such a way where it's, like, it's checkpointed well enough, and you can open up a lot of little, like, checkpoints and stuff so that you can get back. And, like, even if you lose, like, you don't... All you really lose is, like, a minute or two of progress. You don't lose, like, any of your resources. And I do like that the healing mechanic is tied to, like, exploration and, like, finding spots for it rather than, like, having a healing item. I think that's a neat way to do it, and, like, it is something that if you do that, you need to, like, have so much faith in your fucking level design. And this game has exceedingly strong level design, so, you know, it works. But yeah. I fucking adore this game. I think it's great. It is one of the greater what's it called? Like action isometric sort of hack and slash types of games. It's good. It's good. Wish it was a little more obvious that the flowers respawned. Yeah, that would have been nice. I I figured they would, but also I was a little worried, wait, but what if I plant this and it's one use only ever? I think if that was like slightly better explained, that would be good for a first timer, but you know. Rest assured, that's how it works. Now you know. Let's go and check to see if there's any fan art to show off. We do, in fact, have a couple. So let me get our BRB screen up. I'll get some music up. Weird to listen to that one. Sure, let's go with this one. And I'll get the Discord view up. Starting off with this one from Raul Alves, who says, "Just found out that Holly is a Discord. This is my first piece of art ever. I posted this on Wayne's Discord. I wonder if it's fine to post this here." And yeah, of course it's fine to post it here. This is my Discord. You drew it for me. Hell yeah. This is real cute. I really like the way you did the BB. Thank you very much. I love it. This is cute. We got this one here from H-Rab. The umbrella! Fuck yeah! Oh, I always adore, just like... And I'm struggling for the words to describe this because I'm very bad at describing, visual things that I enjoy in art, in the visual arts, but I don't know, I really like the shapes that you use and like the little scribbly bits and edges that you add on and all of it as well. Also, god, these expressions are fucking killer. These expressions are fucking phenomenal, dude. This is also a really good BB. Thank you so much, I love these. And look, here's another one. Stance the fuck up, ready to throw down. I'm into it. I'm into it. Oh, this is fucking great. Me when I'm about to go umbrella mode. Oh, thank you so much, H-Rab. I adore these. It's fucking rule. I will double check real quick to see if there's anything on Twitter that wasn't posted to the Discord. Looks like... Nope. Okay. Thank y'all for the fan art tonight, all the drawings. I know I say this basically every stream where I do a fan art showcase, but it really does always warm my heart whenever someone takes time out of their day to draw a little thing for me. Y'all folks in the community are like wicked fucking talented, and it fucking blows me away and warms my heart that you would share a bit of that talent with me in your own way, so thank y'all very much. Whoabouts is live right now that we can raid? I think I know who I'd like to raid. There's a stream live right now that I've been working in every now and then. Gal by the name of Jenny VTuber, who is nice lady, does some nice laid-back streams, has a fun little sort of like office worker aesthetic for her like layout and her little model that she has for her VTube stuff. It's a nice place, and she plays some neat games, and it's a nice little place to go and relax sometimes. So I figured, hey, why not chuck some folks over that way tonight? I think I've seen a couple folks in here post her emotes a couple of times before as well, so hey. I'll be live again tomorrow with Dicey Dungeons. I'm gonna try and beat the game unless Witch decides it's gonna kick my ass. We'll see. Wednesday I'm gonna be on Sox's stream. We're gonna do some more Mario Sunshine. Thursday, as long as Scorpy is around and able to, we're gonna be doing VHS viewings. I would like to do like a sort of low-key late-night puzzle stream either Wednesday or Thursday, depending on how I'm feeling and like what kind of time I have. I'm not doing anything personally Friday. Probably not. Probably not. You know, I might do something impromptu then, but chances are I'm probably just gonna be playing Outer Wilds. You know, cooped up in my room to myself. And then Saturday, I'm gonna be doing some more Skatebird. Looking forward to that. And then next week, now that we have at least one slot for another game freed up, I would like to start Sable, which is one that I've been looking forward to for a long, long time. That just kind of dropped surprise-wise recently, and so that's a thing I can play now. So I want to stream that and share it with y'all. And if I've got more time slots open for next week, I want to start Hypnospace Outlaw. So no, not Claymates, Agi Burp, not Claymates. I am not I am not at all in the state of mind or body to play more Claymates. I'm not ready to learn how to speedrun Claymates, yes, yet. Not yet. Also not Jelly Boy yet, no. Someday Jelly Boy will return. I promise that, but you need to understand that someday I'll play more Jelly Boy, is to be heard in the same cadence as, someday I'm going to stream Bros was said for the past couple months. So, don't expect it anytime soon. And I'm never gonna play Bros again. I'm fucking done. Did you know that, like Bros has the same sort of, like, amount of levels as, Super Mario Bros. 1 does? And, the final level, 8-4, is apparently entirely invisible. You can't see any of it. It's all in the dark. You have to just bump against, like, invisible walls and stuff and try and navigate your way through. It's awful. It's awful. It's fucking bad. It's bad. It's fucking bad. And that's why I'm never playing Bros again. I have a lot of respect for Bros, but not like, oh, I respect, like, you know, all the interesting, like, game design principles that you have on display here. More, I respect the fucking gall of you type of thing. Well, all that said, that is going to be the end of our stream tonight. Death's Door is a fucking phenomenal game, to put it lightly. If you enjoyed the streams, if you've been enjoying the playthrough, I do really recommend pick up the game for yourself. Maybe pick up the soundtrack. If there's any merch that's ever out, pick that up, you know. Support the devs, support your local indie devs, because we couldn't have had these streams if it wasn't for the game that was played, you know? Let's go give it a look. Very much worth your time. Thank you all very much for the support tonight. Thank you for all the subs, all the tips, all the bits. Your generosity means a whole lot to me. Thanks for helping us keep the lights on and letting me do, you know, what I do as often as I do. And here's hoping I can keep on doing cool things to make that support feel all the worth the while. Thank you for all the follows we had today. Thank you for any new viewers that stopped on by today. Thank you for all the hosts and the raids that we had, because we had quite a few. Thank you to anyone who shared the stream around. Thank you again for all the lovely fan art tonight. And thank you all so much for tuning in. You know, whether you were just here for a bit, or you stuck around for the whole stream, whether you hopped in at the start, or you only made it here right now at the end, whether you've been using the chat, or you've been just lurking, having a good time with yourself, whether you're watching this live, or you're catching the VOD, it's always a delight to have you here. Thanks for taking time out of your busy day to spend it here with us. We are going to be rating, Jenny VTuber, who's playing some Dead Space tonight. That's a scary game about stomping on weird aliens, I think. If you're sticking around for the raid, I hope you have a wonderful time. Show them the same support and respect that you've shown me tonight. Be good. Don't break the rules in their chat. Because I'll know. Because I'll be watching. I'll be live again tomorrow. Around the regular time. We'll be doing some Dicey Dungeons. I'm gonna try and finish the last couple of witch levels and hopefully see the final challenge. Maybe I'll see you then. Or maybe I'll see you around some other time, but no matter what happens before we head off, I'd just like to say, have a wonderful rest of your evening. Thank you very much for tuning in. Make sure you're taking care of yourself and taking care of the folks around you. And I hope to see you again soon.